So what weight are you, if you don't mind me asking? I know, and this is me just, I'm not knowing. So I'm like, I'm always honest of how I go about it. Like, what weight class are you in right now?
So,
or it's going to be?
Welterweight is 147.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
And that throws me off. See, as a welterweight, because I follow MMA, that's 170.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The weight classes are totally different.
Yeah.
Welterweight and MMA and boxing. The welterweight's 147.
Mhm.
Super welterweight's 154, and then from there, middleweight is 160, and it goes up. And then
Super
MMA
middleweight, right?
Super middleweight, cruiserweights, and
exactly,
yeah,
that's how light heavyweight, cruiserweight.
yeah.
This is DJ's fourth belt.
Dang. So yeah, let's talk about a little bit about the accolades, man. Like I was talking to Ivy, and like it's not like you're tooting your horn, but just the people that are listening and watching, so we can get to know you a little bit more. Kind of talk about some of the accolades and some of the highlights of your career thus far.
Don't
You don't have to be humble, dog. You don't have to be humble. Just talk about what you got going on, man. It's not lying. Yeah, we want to hear about it.
Honestly, I don't even really know what I've done. You know what I mean? I don't want to go back. You know what I mean? It's more about Go ahead.
Let's talk about how good this guy is. He's not just a slouch. He's gonna be at the main card. You know what I mean?
2-time ABF champ, School of Hard Knocks champ, and then this is his third ABF champ in a different way.
Nice.
So that's
Hell yeah.
So this main event is for a belt.
Yes.
And in case y'all are wondering, it's gonna be welterweight.
yeah,
sir.
welterweight.
Nice. Yeah, so excited. Title fight at home. Is this one of the first times you fought at home? Have you ever fought at home?
No, I've actually fought maybe 6 times. 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the biggest one, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
for sure.
Excited,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
Yeah, man. So like with you kind of like jokingly like, started fighting in the streets and then going through your pro career, was that just something kind of like you're like, this is what I'm doing, and that was like the mission, like you were just kind of steadily just getting better, and kind of talk about like the hardships of like being a pro fighter. I mean, sometimes it's the money ain't there, you know what I mean? Like, and just a lot of people don't understand that for combat athletes and things like that, you're doing it more for the passion to get the opportunity to start getting those checks. So kind of talk about you going through your pro career and then how you've been feeling and felt like, is this something I wanted to keep doing?
Yeah, well, I realized I wanted to keep doing it because, like I said, we were fighting in the streets and things like that. And the old heads sit there and tell me that they're looking up to me, the older men and stuff like that. And they're like, just keep doing what you're doing, So it was more of like, they say like the American dream, mine's like the African American dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like I have a lot of people that look up to me, even though I'm not as big as I want to be.
Yeah.
People look up to me like if I am that, you know what I mean? So they always gave me the motivation to do things and continue, trying to live out the dream and get them big checks. I always tell my people like, because like I said, I don't like to brag and say like I'm from the streets like that, what I mean? Because it's not a good thing to be. If any kids are watching, it's not a good thing to just say that you're from the streets or whatever like that, But when it comes to like the support I have more of support from people from the streets than I do, the people that are gonna sit there and buy actual tickets and things like that, So shout out to the people that do support me on the tickets. The tickets are on sale, so if you need some tickets, just let me know. But I have more friends that will show. Like if I have a problem on the street, I'm like, hey, some people pick me up. I have more people that'll show up for me out of the streets than they would go actually to the fight. So, I'm trying to transition them to see something positive, and continuing fighting and things like that. Is just me trying to be a role model to the people, just showing them, like the kids I train here, like just letting them know, like, this is something that you guys can do too, but even better than me, you guys can make it, so it's like the sky's the limit type.
Have someone to guide them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is like you being, you were jokingly about, in the streets and stuff like that, but that's an experience that you had, you wouldn't take away. But at the same time, if you can guide somebody away from that, with you just being yourself, that's like a great thing. I've always been fortunate. I grew up playing different sports, and I always had great coaches that kind of steer me in different ways. You know what I mean? Because it might not have been like I'm trying to be a pro but they were just making sure that, hey, you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're doing your homework. You're staying out of trouble. You're coming to train. Kind of things like that, especially for somebody who's a lot younger. When they look up to somebody, like you say, oh yeah, I'm not that big, whatever. But yeah, to somebody who just here has been training, like, man, DJ told me this. Oh man, I got to keep you going and stuff like that. That's a good positive motivation. I feel is like undersought sometimes, sometimes with the people don't talk about is like, hey, I do my best. I train at Grind in the Northeast. I do jujitsu, and then my coach was like, hey man, you want to start coaching? And I'm like, I don't know. But like as I started coaching and I've been more involved with the kids, like I get more excited seeing them learning, wanting to be around. And it kind of motivates me to get better too. Cause I'm like, even though I'm not trying to be like a role model, I'm like, you should do this and that. But just having a positive role model around in the gym and kind of like, hey, if you want to be a pro fighter, I could help you. You know what I mean? And things like that. Cause you have the experience, man. So that's cool. I love hearing that kind of stuff because I don't think that a lot of people don't get enough praise for that kind of stuff. It's something that might be so minute and small, but like having that positive energy around the gym, like, hey, we got a pro fighter. He's doing this. He's doing great. You know, he's helping out. He's wanting to be here and things like that. And you're not good and you're good. It's not like you're terrible. You know what I mean?
But sometimes I don't want to be here. I ain't gonna lie. I tell them all the time, I'm like, I don't have to be here.
Yeah. But that's dope, man. But with this main event coming up, man, you know, just talk about just the opportunity, how excited you are, and you know, what it means to, you know, to be a main event here in El Paso for a new promotion like these guys, you know, they put the trust in you to go out there and, you know, be professional and do your thing too.
Man, we put him on to whoop that guy's ass.
Yes, sir. We'll do.
Yeah, man. So yeah, just talk about the opportunity, man. If you want to talk about anything you got going on as far as like shout outs and things like that, man, let people know what's up.
Right now my daily life is just about focusing on my family, my friends, the business, you know what I mean, in this fight. I want to give a shout out again to y'all.